Alright, welcome to the channel. Out here walking outside. It's a nice day out here. See? It's out here chilling. So I'll be using my phone here and my GoPro, mixing it up. This phone has better light quality. But I'll talk to you today about how I lost 23 pounds in 3 to 4 months. So let me walk around this corner here and I'll get back to it. Just to show you the scenery here. And I'm going up to that hill. Everything's a little flooded right now. Okay, so I'm walking up the top of this hill. I usually jog up the hill, but for the purpose of this video right now, just walking. I'm just gonna talk a bit, you know, about how I did it. So let me get to it. Okay, so to start off, the first thing I'm going to say is how I lost 23 pounds in 3 to 4 months is basically cutting out sugar, removing the sugar. And now a lot of you are going to say, oh, well, of course, that's obvious. But let me explain a little bit. Let me give a little bit of a backstory. And yes, I'm walking backwards. Light is better in my face this way. So why am I mentioning the sugar when I'm pretty sure most of you already know about it? Well, I don't have any training in physical fitness itself, nutrition itself, but I've always tried to be pretty healthy myself. I exercise every day right now. You know, I do 100, 200 push-ups every day with weight vests, 100 squats, I do 100 crunches, stomach crunches, sit-ups. Been doing a little bit of dumbbell weightlifting. You know, I do punches with dumbbells too. And even before then, back around 2007, 2008, you know, I was huge on like Bruce Lee and Dragon Ball, and I was doing like 500 kicks with each leg. I was doing like thousands, 10,000 punches on like a steel bar. I was going crazy, and I was doing 500 squats, 500 push-ups way back then and everything. So I didn't have any proper training, and I'm a naturally fast runner as well. So, but I talked to a woman a few months ago. She's more of a nutritionist, and pretty much, you know, she tried to get a sense of like what the diet was, right? What I was eating. So, and you know, removing that from my diet is how I pretty much lost the weight. So I showed her what I was eating, and what I was eating every night, believe it or not, was cereal. It was the cereal. What kind of cereal was I was eating? It was called, so I don't know, I started eating cereal a few months ago. It's called Barbara's Puffin cereal. You may have seen it in the store. It's a blue box with a little penguin on it, right? And I was eating that, and I was mostly eating Cheerios as well. Sometimes I get some rice checks, and there are a few times, a few years ago, I was eating Special K. I was eating corn flakes for like a whole year at one point. And I don't know why I started eating cereal, but you know, like I was eating cereal like 12, 1 a.m. at night, 2 a.m. at night. You know, every Saturday night, you know, I watch Adult Swim, you know, the anime and everything. I watch the anime shows, and I sit there just eating late at night, eating cereal because I just be hungry. You know, I only eat a few times a day. I don't eat multiple times in the day, small meals. So yeah, that's pretty much how I did that, and it pretty much worked. So today I pretty much, let me show the view here. So today I went to the doctor, and doing pretty good. I actually had strep like three Fridays ago, 3 Saturdays ago, had strep. But, and even when I went to the urgent care, like I said, that 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they told me I was 181 pounds, And I was like, holy crap, I lost weight. Because 4 months ago, when I went to my primary doctor, they weighed me on the scale, I reached 201 pounds for the first time ever in my life. And I couldn't figure out, you know, it's like I exercise every day. Like, what the heck is happening? And I was trying to figure it out. And it wasn't until I talked to, like I said, that nutritionist woman. I talked to her a lot. And she told me, she said, I showed her the you know, nutrition facts on those puffin cereal and even the Cheerios and things like that. And she said, you got to cut that crap from your diet. She was telling me that's why I all of a sudden I have high cholesterol, high blood sugar. Nothing was making sense, and I'm going to explain why it doesn't make sense for me. But she told me to cut all that, and so that's where the sugar was coming from. I was also eating raw honey. I was eating honey, and I only started all that within the past 3 to 5 years. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I just started putting cereal on my diet as like late night snack items, you know. And let me go up the hill here. So all of a sudden, I started putting the late night snacks in my diet for whatever reason. And you know, it tastes good, and eventually I started getting the honey and adding. I'm afraid, okay, it's not the white sugar, because I don't add white sugar to my food. So, and let me explain that here. So, adding the white, you know, sugar cane to your food and things like that. So let me go back, a little background history here. When I was a kid, I vaguely remember, you know, I used to eat lots of syrup. I used to add sugar to every food. I mean, like right now I'm eating grapefruit, but I remember when I was a kid I used to add sugar to grapefruit. I added it to cereal. Even like I said, back when I was watching Dragon Ball Z as a kid, Toonami, and I used to dump all the cereal in my bowl and watch Dragon Ball Z and everything. But you know, later on, when I got around middle school, high school, I just decided to stop eating the sugar. I don't remember why, health reasons. So around 2004 to 2005, that was when I stopped adding sugar to my food. I stopped eating cake, you know. Stop adding sugar, yeah. I stopped eating cake. I stopped eating cookies, potato chips, all that. I pretty much cut everything from my diet back then. I was eating fairly healthy, you know. And back then I was still drinking, like at the time I was drinking a lot of goat milk and stuff like that, which I've cut that a little bit as well, because I was drinking goat milk with my cereal, right? And so, and most people ask me like, what do you eat? Like, you know, and people know I don't eat too bad. I don't eat, like I said, I don't eat the cookies. I don't add the sugar to my food. You know, I don't eat the chips, the junk food. I don't eat cakes, no birthday cake. Don't even celebrate birthdays. So, cutting all that from the diet is how I pretty much lost the weight that I did in the past few months here. And but I wasn't even doing that, because I've gone decades without even adding all the sugar to my food and things like that. So people are always confused. Even like people ask me, do you smoke? Do you drink? You know what I'm saying? I've never smoked before. Never smoked just regular cigarettes. Never smoked cigars. I've never had any illegal drugs, any illegal substances. You know, I don't drink alcohol. I don't care about it. You know, for me, stupid people drink alcohol. I don't do any of it. You know, I like my mind. I like my brain. I'm highly intellectual. I don't do any of that. You know, and so. Oh, I've never had coffee before. That's right, I've never drank coffee before. And so people are always surprised by it. Sunlight. It's nice out here though. Pretty warm sunlight's out here. But you know, people are always surprised by that. And yet, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure in 2008 after I graduated high school. And still a mystery, so yeah, I'm dealing with all that. But again, as for the whole sugar thing, it's like, okay, over the years, I was doing good for the most part. Over the past few years, I couldn't figure out why I was gaining weight, other than the fact that, you know, I started working a new job, which I'm going to explain here as well. But it was the sugar, and the nutritionist lady I was talking to, she told me, you know, it's like, because I was looking at the box, was okay, the sugar is not as high as all, you know, as high as like the Fruit Loops and the Captain Crunches and all those cereals I used to eat as a kid. You know, I was watching cartoons when I was little. So the Cheerios, you know, and it's not as bad as those, obviously, and even the Puffins, right? So the Puffins had a little bit more sugar than the Cheerios, but, you know, it gave a little bit more taste, but it's still not good. And but she told me to look at the carbohydrates. So that's what I didn't understand, was the carbohydrates on the boxes. So I wasn't understanding that. That's what I was missing, was the carbohydrate. And she told me, you know, cut the cereal, and I did. And so that's basically pretty much how I lost 23 pounds in 3 to 4 months. I'm actually surprised. I did not expect it to work. Otherwise I would have taken like a before and an after picture, you know, of everything. But yeah, so now I'm going to talk a little bit more background history, so you understand a little bit more. Okay, so like I said, back in 2006, 2007, I was huge Bruce Lee fan, Vegeta fan from Dragon Ball Z. Like I said, I was doing kicks, 500 kicks with each leg. I didn't know what I was doing. 500, this was in my room with the door closed, which I didn't know about. See, I didn't know about it either. I've never had proper training. I'm a naturally fast runner, but I went to a school that didn't really have sports. So, and I was one of the top 3 fastest people there. I could put up a video right now of me running so you can see. Just naturally fast. I've actually uploaded some other videos as well. The comparison to me like 10 years ago, right? Still fast. So I don't believe in age and all that. It's part of the Matrix. But so I was doing 500 kicks with each leg. I was doing like 1,000, I think maybe up to 10,000 punches. I was punching this steel bar that was on this little running device. But I was actually running on the device. It didn't work too well. It was like a stepping device. And then I get off and I punch this, like the steel iron part of it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like heavy into martial arts on my own, but never had any proper training. And what else was I doing? I was doing 500 squats, I was doing 500 push-ups, and I was doing 500 stomach crunches or sit-ups. And then I would jump rope for 40 minutes, and I run on that stepping device. I was doing that over an hour and 30 minutes, maybe longer. So I'm just, you know, I'm naturally a physically active and somewhat fit person, I would say. I've always been interested in martial arts, and, you know, I'm a naturally fast runner. Always been interested in track and field and things like that. So in 2021, still I was job searching, and couldn't find any jobs. So I started working at Target. I was working overnight, just ruining my health anyway. But I was working overnight because I was staying up late. My sleep is also bad in general, so keep that in mind. I stay up all night. I'll go to sleep at 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Sometimes recently it's been like 10 to 12 a.m. before I go to sleep. And but anyway, back to Target. I was working at Target, and then I got super fortunate and lucky. Deck 9 Games had hired me, you know, well, they contacted me for an interview, and on December 15th, you know, 2021, I was pretty much hired at Deck 9 Games. They're based in Colorado, and
I think is me becoming a senior next year.
that was pretty much my first helicopter. Probably a little loud here, But there you go. But yeah, so in 2021, you know, I started working at Deck 9 Games. That was my first full-time, long-term job, you know, at a AAA game company. That was my first time working long-term, you know, at a job. And it was the first time working remotely. So, sent me a computer. I was working remotely, basically at home desk job, first time ever. Then I was pretty much gaining weight from that as well. So, but I try to get out here, you know, to the park. Let me show you again. But I try to get out to the park and things like that, and try to walk, exercise, and things like that. So that's a little backstory there about. I think that's why I was gaining weight a little bit as well. So, but yeah. So, you know, working at Deck 9 Games remotely, I think that's what contributed to sort of the weight gain I was having. But like I said, cutting out all the sugar and everything, you know, that's pretty much how I lost like 23 pounds in the past 3 or 4 months. So that's my advice to you, and I've mentioned it to some, you know, to some other people, and I was talking to some other women about it, and you know, they're telling me, oh yeah, oh, I like eating cereal and all that. I was like, that's how I lost the weight. I'm like, you got to cut it out. If you're eating cereal late at night like I was, if you're eating it just throughout the day, a snack, I switched over because all of a sudden I have high cholesterol. I'm like, why the hell? Like, why do I have high cholesterol? So, and it wasn't making sense to me. And she told me, the nutritionist lady, she told me, she looked at the cholesterol on the bottom. She's like, it's those. She literally told me these words. She said, it's those damn puffins. She said, you gotta remove that from your diet, you know. And then she told me the story about how her dad ignored, you know, possible, you know, health problems, and you know, pretty much how he had died because he ignored the thing, you know, the health issues. It was something that affected his kidney failures, everything. He was ignoring. I think he was diabetic. I think that's what it was. I think it was diabetes. And that's another thing. They said I was pre-diabetic a few months ago, and I was like, okay, it's not making sense. Like, I don't eat sugar and all that and everything. So, but yeah, if you're eating the cereal, you gotta cut it. Cheerios, Puffins, Chex, it doesn't matter. Like, none of it's good. So that's pretty much how I lost the weight. So, like, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you the truth right there. That's pretty much how and you know, I'm still eating a few bad foods here and there. You know, really recently been too much pasta, mashed potatoes, and all that. Still working on it. But another thing is, you know, a few months ago, as I was starting newer exercises as well, trying to pick up my vigorous exercises again, I pretty much added raw spinach to all. I eat raw spinach before I eat any type of food I think is bad, any meats, because I mostly eat chicken and fish. Recently I switched over to egg whites. I don't eat the egg yolk. I just buy the Bob's or the egg beaters, but mostly the grain bottle carton, the grain carton, the Bob's egg whites. So I just eat the egg whites. I don't eat the egg yolk anymore. I cut that out. So now I was like, okay, I've lost weight, so I have room to enjoy some other food. I get back to some Mexican food. Mexican food is my favorite. That's right, Latina's Mexican food is my favorite. So, you know, so now it's like I have a little bit more room for that. And but at the same time, still have to watch it. But I just, yeah, I overall feel like cutting out the cereal has led, like, dude, I lost all this weight, and it surprised me. I would have taken a before and after picture a few months ago. Not that I was huge, like, I never was huge, but it's just the extra weight. I would have taken a before and after picture if I knew that I would get these results. I didn't think it was going to happen. You know, when she was telling me, oh, cut out the cereal. And again, a few years ago as well, basically I started eating the cereal, and then all of a sudden I started eating honey, and because I figure, oh, Because, you know, they tell you honey has all these health purposes and reasons and everything, right? You know, honey's good for you and all this. And even when you're sick, you know, you get the green tea and lemon and honey, which last year I found out I was allergic to lemons. So, not eating those anymore. But yeah, they tell you, know, honey's healthy and all that. I understand bees from the earth pollinate the earth. I understand that. It's still sugar. I know you don't want to hear it. And it's crazy because, like, I went so many years without eating. I'm not a heavy sugar eating person. It's not really in my diet. That's why a lot of people are confused. Like, how are you gaining weight? Like, why is your blood sugar high? But I never thought it was those freaking puffins. Or even, like I said, even the Cheerios. They're going to tell the Cheerios are healthy. It's going to help cholesterol. And nope. But like I said, every morning. Also, another thing is, I went decades eating oatmeal every morning. And in the past few years, even recently, I started adding malto meal, which I hadn't eaten since I was a kid. For whatever reason, I tried to start eating all these products that I ate as a kid, you know, when I was back in the glory days of watching Toonami and Dragon Ball on TV and things like that, Power Rangers. So I started putting these foods back into my diet. And, you know, I didn't think it was doing too much harm, but it actually was. Like, all my recent blood test results past few months is like, you're pre-diabetic. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? High blood sugar. I have high cholesterol. It's like, and I understand, you know, I work on, you know, I'm an animator, so I sit down a lot on the computer, but I also upload games and stuff. But like I said, I work out a lot. I can show you videos, like I said, and people know I do 2-finger push-ups. I'm a natural fast runner, so it's like I went down a career path where it's like, I went to school with no physical sports, but if there was like football, I'd be like a running back in football by now. So it's like, that's what I wanted to do back then, but, you know, martial arts or something, but my school didn't have anything. So I went down the path of animation, which requires more, you know, sitting down on the computer. So I think the combination of sitting down on the computer when I was working at Deck 9 Games from 2021 to this past, well, May 2023 now. It's been like over a year, you know, so about to start search for my next job soon, uploading more animation stuff. But, so me working at Deck 9 Games, sitting on the computer, is a combination of me a few years ago started adding cereal to my diet again. Again, mostly Cheerios, sometimes Special K. There was a lot of cornflakes at one point, but I stopped those because people told me to start eating corn, but that doesn't help. I still eat Jeffrey's cornbread still on the weekends, like when I watch an Adult Swim anime at night. It's not good though, so, but for a while I wasn't. But once the good shows started coming back on, Demon Slayer and this new Ninja Kamui show and all that, once they started bringing shows back, again, I had to find another late night snack for Saturday nights. But no, I don't eat the cornbread every day. But don't eat that either. But I'm just telling you, these products right here, like all these processed products. So, but yeah, back to what I was saying. I was eating oatmeal every morning for decades. That's what I was eating, just oatmeal. I wasn't really adding sugar. At one point though, I was eating raisins. I cut that from my diet as well. That probably helped. I was adding raisins to all of my cereal, along with the honey. I was adding raisins to the cereal. Oatmeal at one point, you know, I got really tired of the plain oatmeal taste because I don't add sugar to my oatmeal. Sometimes I add butter here and there, right? And eventually, someone told me to switch to gluten-free, you know, the Bob's and Mills gluten-free oatmeal. I switched over to that. I wasn't seeing too many positive results. I cut that. I haven't had oatmeal in months. So it's been a complete diet change out of nowhere. Except that's why I was saying 666 every day. Weird thing, when I was working at Deck 9, I was sitting down working every day and my health was getting worse. Weird thing is I was saying the number 666 every day, just throwing that in there. Not that it's a bad thing or anything, but I don't think I'm going to see that anymore. Yeah, you know, I'm looking up things here and there about all that, but I don't know. I don't believe in science or anything like that, but it was a little weird. But But I haven't seen it in a while, but I think my health is improving. And but yeah, so if you want to improve your life, lose some weight, if you're eating cereal, like I said, even for me, the oatmeal, I was eating oatmeal every morning. Cut out the oatmeal, cut out the cereal, and watch what happens. If you're adding sugar to it, because I don't even do that. I haven't done that since I was a kid. If you're adding the white sugar to your food, the sugar cane, I know there's alternatives like stevia and all this. It's not going to taste good anyway. There's no point. You can add the stevia and all this stuff. It's not even going to taste as good as actual sugar or anything like that. So, but that's pretty much how I lost the 23 pounds in, you know, 3 to 4 months. I just came from the doctor today. They said I was like 178, and I had like a shocking look on my face. So I dropped from 201 to 178 pounds past 3 or 4 months. But like I said, I think it was a combination of me sitting down the chair, you know, working at, you know, when I was at Deck 9 Games, and, you know, eating the cereal every night. You got to cut all that stuff out from your diet. That's how you're going to lose weight. So that's all I have to say about it. So if you're doing that stuff, cut it. I know you want to keep it, but you got to cut it out from the diet. So anyway, it's pretty much the main points I have to say. I know it's a pretty long video, but if you want to improve your life, you want to lose the weight, you're eating cereal every day, you got to cut it out. Remove the cereal from your diet. It doesn't matter if it's Cheerios, Chex, anything that tell you it's healthy. It's all bad. That's pretty much how I lost my weight. So anyway, this is a different video, I know. But like I said, this channel, most of my channels, this channel is a mixture of, you know, this channel is a mixture of me doing gameplay and random vlogs. Like I have like unboxing vlogs, I have just adventure vlogs. That's just how I sort of am. You know, my animation channel, it's like a mixture of, you know, my animation work, animation related topics, critiques, which I'm gonna upload. My new animation channel is coming soon. But then I also do vlogs, just like I said, my Los Angeles and San Francisco Bay Area, you know, when I went to Pixar and the Oakland Zoo. All those vlogs will be up eventually on my new animation channel soon. So I'm getting around to it. I think I'm starting the next phase of my life here. Probably won't be out here in boring Texas anymore soon. Sort of already since it. So y'all know where I'm going next, but like I said, you know, and I'm still trying to build multiple businesses here. YouTube, I'm gonna start some online animation classes soon. But in the meantime, like I said, I just wanted to get this video out to you, you know what I'm saying? Get this video out so you can see. It's like, you can do it. I know it sucks. It sucks, I know, but you know, I know the cereals are good, and there's a reason it's good. There's a reason all the restaurant. I'm a good cook. I'm a naturally good cooker as well. I'm a naturally good cooker, and I wish I went to culinary school. People think I should still go to culinary school, but I have videos of my foods out there, and you know, things like that. And but I, you know, high blood pressure. I don't really add salt to my foods, but I could, and it would taste much better. So, what makes restaurant food taste good? It's the salt, the fats, and the sugars. And that's pretty much, you have to cut from your diet. Like I said, if you're eating cereal every day, because I was eating it pretty much every night, cut the cereal. That's how I lost like 23 pounds the past 3 or 4 months. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. And just out here chilling in nature. Like I said, I don't know where my next job is going to take me. But here you go, one last shot. So anyway, guys, yeah, long video. I just wanted to talk about it for a bit. So that's how I did it. Anyway, thanks for watching. You know, like I said, I still exercise. Like, I'm out here walking right now. Still do my daily exercise, push-ups, all that. Still do my finger push-ups. But again, it was not the lack of exercise. Now, obviously, I can increase exercise now and go way even crazier. And I've already told you, I've done some crazy Bruce Lee exercise in the past and all that, because I was a huge fan of that. But it's not the exercise. The reason you're gaining weight is because you're eating some type of sugars, fats, salts, all that. You pretty much got to cut it out. So anyway, that's all I had. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later. I'm out. Peace. Oh, one more thing. If you're eating sodas, pops, don't drink them. The sugar drinks, I don't drink them either. I haven't drank any of those drinks, like I said, since 2004, 2005, when I was in high school. I cut all that way back. So I don't drink the coffee, don't drink those drinks either, no alcohol, any of that. Anyway, wanted to add that in there because I forgot. But I hear Mustang in the background, straight pipe, of course. Anyway, I'll see you.